Hey guys, if you're listening to this, you obviously like podcasts. You probably like music too, I would imagine. On Spotify, you can listen to all of that in one place for free. You don't even need a premium account. Spotify has a huge catalog of podcasts on every topic, including the one you're listening to right now. The good thing is, is on Spotify, you can follow your favorite podcast so you never miss an episode. You can download episodes to listen to offline wherever you are, so you don't have to worry about it cutting in and out like I have to when I'm at work. And you can easily share what you're listening to with your friends via Spotify's integrations with social platforms like Instagram. Just search for the Really Rich Podcast on the Spotify app or browse podcasts in the Your Library tab. And follow me so you never miss an episode of the Really Rich Podcast. Last but not least, though, Spotify is the world's leading music streaming service. I don't know if you guys knew that. I did not, but it is. And now it can be your go-to for podcasts as well. Hey, what's up, guys? It's Adam Rich from the Really Rich Podcast. And I want to ask you do you have the job that you want? Are you currently working at the place that you really, really love? Regardless, even if it's a career, even if you've been there 15, 20, 30 years. There's a lot of times, man, people get involved into a job that they think that their parents want them to get into, that their family expects them to, or maybe somebody influenced them in saying hey, if you go this route, you'll make a lot of money. And then people just jump to the money. And listen, man, I've learned, unfortunately, later than I wanted to, I've learned that regardless how old you are, your primary concern when it comes to your career, a source of any way that you want to go about making money, you should always put what it is that you love and what you're good at the top, at number one priority at what you want to do with your life. Because listen, I couldn't tell you how many times I've heard certain people say, oh, well, this is what your dad did, and this is what the family did, and this is what all your brothers and uncles did, so you need to follow in their footsteps. Or I know a lot of my Jewish friends would say that their parents really want them to become either doctors or lawyers. They really want them to get, especially lawyers. And listen, that's fine if that's if that's what you want to do. But there's so many times, listen, when I first graduated high school, or actually before I even graduated high school, when I was in 10th grade, I remember asking my dad, saying I don't have a clue what I want to do with my life, what I want to be, or what kind of a job I want, because I didn't know this shit. I didn't know that you should just follow whatever the fuck it is that you love doing. I love playing video games, and if I would have known that, fast forward to 2019, I could have been a fucking a Twitch player or some, a video game. If I would have known I could make money doing it back then, I never would have fucking got a different job. I'd have just kept playing. The problem was back then you couldn't make a fucking penny doing that unless you were a developer. And I didn't want to go into developing games. I wanted to play them. I didn't want to work out all the bugs and design the shit, So, not that there's anything wrong with that, obviously. It's just it wasn't for me. That's not what I wanted to do. I wasn't very artsy. I used to draw a little bit when I was younger, but I never liked painting and making, just making artwork, I guess. After a certain age, I just kind of fell out of it. But there's a lot of people that are super artistic and they love doing that, and that's a perfect job for them. If they love playing video games, they want to design their own video game, they're very creative and very artsy, that's a field you should definitely get into. That's just not what I wanted. What I wanted was to play video games and make money doing it. And I remember being a kid and saying man, I wish you could make money just playing video games. If I could make money playing video games, I'd never do anything else. And the shitty thing is it was just a little bit past my time, because I kind of gave up. I didn't give up playing video games. I definitely gave up how much I play them. I barely play video games now. I do a little bit here and there, but it's nowhere near to the caliber that I did when I was younger. That's all I wanted to do. And so there was a time where I really liked golfing, and then as I got old, and I was pretty good at it, and then all of a sudden when I got a little bit older, and back then Tiger Woods hadn't really come around or become big yet, so a lot of kids my age didn't think it was cool to golf. They thought you were a fucking dork if you did, so I didn't want to make that a career. So the things that I kind of liked when I was younger, I was like, either scared because it was what was considered nerdy, so I didn't want to be involved in that crowd, or B, even though now like the nerds are the fucking cool ones, right? Like all the tech giants, the people that made Twitter and YouTube and Facebook and all that shit, those are the cool guys now. But Bill Gates kind of turned that shit around. But anyway, it wasn't possible back then. It just wasn't a reality to play video games and get paid for it. Like, so I gave that up too. The point is, though, when I was around 16, I asked my dad, because I didn't know what the fuck I wanted to do. So I asked my dad, I was like, hey, what if you started over, if you had to get a different job now, what would you do? And he told me electrician. Not because he loves electrical work. In fact, I don't even think he likes it all that much. But he knew that where he was working, which was at GM, if you got into the skilled trades and you learned the electrical work and you got paid at GM to do that, you got fucking big money. And so, when he grew up poor, that was a huge priority to him, to make money. And I grew up like not poor, but I certainly wasn't rich. We weren't like millionaires with yachts and Ferraris and shit like that. But I wasn't worried, I never had to worry about whether or not I was going to have food on my plate. So it wasn't, the money was never a priority to me. It was always like, don't get me wrong, I don't want to be homeless. I don't want to be completely broke. I don't want to have nothing and all that stuff. I'm just saying, like, it wasn't, I don't make decisions based on how much money it's going to make me, or will it lead to money, or is this a cash opportunity or something. I never do shit like that. I never think about that stuff. I save money diligently. I go to work. I do my thing and try to make money, and then I save. That's a big thing. And first I pay off my bills, man. First thing I do is I pay my bills, because I don't want that shit taken. Like, I'd say I've always been pretty smart with money. Because my parents kind of raised me that way, and not because I'm a fucking genius. But the point is, money was always, ever since I was a little kid, I remember my dad, like, just making sure that I never put money on a pedestal. Like, it just, and it's weird because he kind of needed to in order to get where he was. But at the same time, he had always been great about saving. He always tips people everywhere. So it's like he's not about hoarding. He's definitely, he's not about, like, he's always been charitable with money. He's always never really looked at money like it was a super big concern. However, he always wanted to make more of it. But I think a lot of it was because he wanted to just help people with that money. He's always like giving money. Ever since, as long as I can remember, I've always watched him just give money away to people that he thought needed it. He never just walked around throwing money around. But, it'd be weird because we'd go to, like, McDonald's. He'd tip the guy at the window. And it's like, who does that? No, nobody. I've never met anybody else that does that. And I've even asked him, I'm like, Dad, that's fucking weird, right? Like, nobody does that. And he's like, yeah, I know. But he's like, but that guy's going to remember me and he'll take care of me one day. And if he doesn't, then oh well. He needed it more than I did. And that was his thing, man. And it taught me that money ain't everything, dude. Money is nothing. Money just buys you shit. Like, I'm all for making enough money to survive. I'm not completely an idiot, but I just don't think that money is the goal. It shouldn't be. It definitely shouldn't be. But do you know how many people make money their number one priority? I'm sure half of you listening right now probably feel the same way. But the reality is, man, money just, it doesn't get you happiness, man. It doesn't. It buys you shit. And you might be happy temporarily because of the shit that you bought. Like, I remember I heard a guy go, oh, money can buy you a jet ski. I've never seen anyone miserable on a jet ski. Yeah, ride that same jet ski for 20 years. Tell me how happy it makes you. No, dude, after fucking 2-3 years, you want a new jet ski, a faster one, a better one, a nicer one, a more comfortable one, a different color. It's like there's no end game when it comes to money. That's the fucking problem, dude. And I constantly talk about this because people just don't grasp the concept that money just buys you stuff that eventually gets old. Everything you've ever bought, everything you've ever purchased eventually gets old. And when it gets old, you don't care about it anymore. And then you got to buy new shit. And I always like to use the, if you're a video gamer especially, you'll get this. Or anybody with a car. You bought God knows how many cars in your life. You know what I'm saying? It's that they don't no matter what kind of car you buy, no matter how badass it is day one, no matter how awesome it is, no matter how much you love that fucking car, eventually there's going to be a point where you're like, yeah, this car's old. I don't like it anymore. I want a new one. Like, I got this truck that's a 2011, and I don't drive it a whole lot. I only have 48 or 49,000 miles on it. And it's a 2011. It's an 8-year-old vehicle. And you know how many people I know that are like 8 years old? Fuck, that's old. I'd buy a new one. And you can. You absolutely can. But I looked at it as, why should I do that? It's got 50,000 miles on it. The thing drives like a beast. It's 4-wheel drive. And I live in Michigan, so in the wintertime, it's fantastic. Is it the nicest, most fancy truck? No. Is it my favorite truck I've ever had? No. But it's certainly a good one in good condition, and it does everything I need it to do. So I look at it as, why buy a new? I mean, listen, if I was a multi-millionaire and I just had to find shit to throw money away for, I'd probably buy another car. But even then, man, I don't even know if I would, because I just don't think like that, man. I think about saving money and buying something important down the road, man. Once I have more than enough, I like to have damn near double what I need and then spend half. So therefore I'm still, basically, regardless what I spend, I still have at least that much left. You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. I don't get $100,000 and then I'm like, yeah, I should spend 50 of it right now. I don't do that, but I'm just saying, like, I like to have an abundance of money before I spend any, because I don't want to be I don't want to be broke as fuck. It's just not smart. It's not smart with your money. It's not smart business-wise. It's not smart financially. It's just not smart in your life. And here's the thing is, I barely budget shit. I'm not a big budgeter. I don't have like a list of shit that I want to save and how much and where I want to put my money. I just go by, I'm like, hey, I have this amount right now and I want a little bit more, so I won't spend any right now. But I definitely like to. Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? When I was trying to get this podcast off the ground, I had a lot of questions. How do I record an episode? How do I get my show into all the apps people like to listen? How do I make money from my podcast? Well, the answer to every one of these questions is really simple. Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free and ridiculously easy to use. And now, Anchor can match you with great sponsors who want to advertise on your podcast. That means you can get paid to podcast right away. In fact, that's what I'm doing right now by reading this ad. When I started using Anchor to do my podcast, it was so extremely easy that I haven't even bothered to look for another app to use. I love this app. It's the only one I deal with, the only one I even recommend, period. I recommend you get on there ASAP. If you want to start a podcast, this is definitely the place to go. It's easy. You can drive around and record. You can sit in your basement and record. You can do it anywhere. It's fantastic. So if you've always wanted to start a podcast, make money doing it, go to anchor.fm/start, anchor.fm/start to join me and the diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. That's anchor.fm/start. I can't wait to hear your podcast. But back to what we were saying, like, what I do with the podcast, I'm trying to like help anyone who, some of you might already know this. So, maybe I'm just preaching to the choir, but there's some shit, man, that I really feel has helped me dramatically in my life. And that's why I do this, so I can try to help others. I really feel like, some of the, it always sounds bad the way, like, it's hard to say it and sound not cocky or arrogant, but I feel like I've been given from other people, like mentors and shit. I feel like I've been given a lot of good information that has helped me dramatically in my life, and I just want to help other people with the same way as other people have helped me. I don't feel like some big wise know-it-all. I don't feel like I have all the information. I don't feel like Mr. Google. I'm just saying, like, there has been some, how like when you learn something and you finally learn it, and then you want to then teach somebody else because you feel like, not because you want to shove it in their face or show them how awesome you think you are, but just because you genuinely know that the shit has helped you, so you want to go help them. And that's what I'm doing here, because listen, I've gotten a lot of gems from good people over the years, And I don't feel like it's a good idea to just hoard it all for myself. I don't feel like it's, maybe I'm trying to do big things with it. I'm trying to do good things with it. I'm trying to help people. I'm trying to progress forward in my life and help other people do the same shit. And I just feel very lucky and very blessed to have what I have and be taught the things that I've been taught and just the way it's helped me, man. My mentality, the way it's helped me get through life, the way it's helped me with confidence. I mean, anyone that knows me know I don't really lack confidence. And it's not because I'm just so fucking awesome. It's just because I have a mindset that was kind of instilled in me at an early age that basically says, look, you're a human being just like anybody else. Why the fuck shouldn't you think that you're good enough? At anything that you do. Because I look at it genuinely like this. If anybody in the world can do something, then it's a human possibility. And if it's a human possibility, why the fuck can't I do it? You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. I know that there are certain things that are obviously like limited. Like if I was 80 years old and I had never touched a basketball, I'm not going to pick up a basketball and then in a week be as good as Michael Jordan. I get all that. I know that that's not realistically possible. However, there are a lot of things in life that we count ourselves out in before we even do it. Like the thing with the job. This is why I was talking about the job, man. Like your dream are you doing your dream job? Are you at where you're at? Because a lot of us, man, will get told what we should be doing or what would be a good idea or what I would do if I were you. And then we listen to that and then we don't actually just follow our own heart, our own head, our own talent, our own skills. Like we don't think about that kind of stuff a lot of times. And some do, and the ones that do are ahead of the game way earlier than the rest of us. And God bless you, man. If you figured that shit out when you were young, when you were in your teens or something, then dude, you are way ahead. The problem is not all of us get that. You know what I'm saying? Not all of us learn that kind of stuff that early. Some of us don't learn shit until we're way, way too late in our lives. And then, even then, a lot of times people will think that it's too late for them. And it's not. It's never too late. I don't give a fuck what you're doing. I don't care what job you're at, what kind of work you're in. Dude, if there is something that you love to do, and you're good at it, dude, you need to start right now. And listen, I'm gonna give you a little heads up, a little pointer on this. You're not gonna do a damn thing for the first year. Like your first year or two, all you're gonna be doing is basically building. You're not gonna be successful your first year. Probably. I mean, there's a chance, and I'm not sitting here trying to tell people what they can and can't do. All I'm saying is don't expect much. The thing is, when you're building at what you love to do, at what you like, at what you're good at, and it's something you really dramatically care about, then it's something that you don't mind doing for a long time. Obviously, if it's something you like doing, you don't mind doing it for a long time. So what I'm telling you is just plug away, put in the hours where you're not getting shit. Put in the free time. That's the killer. That's the thing that most people don't want to hear. That's the thing most people want to, check out at. As soon as you say you got to do it on your free time, people are like, nah, because they want to spend their free time just dicking off or doing whatever. And listen, you can do that. It's your life. But what I'm trying to tell you is that if you do this now, if you spend your free time, at least some of it, I'm not saying to quit every single thing else that you can possibly do in your free time and only do that. It's just that, listen, I mean, it's just like anything in life. The more you practice it, the better you're going to be. And if you don't practice it enough, you're not going to be that good. And you just can't expect to just start something for the first time ever and be an overnight success. A lot of times when you hear somebody say, when somebody's like, oh yeah, they were an overnight success, you know what that actually means? It means that they've been plugging away for 10 plus years and nobody knew who the fuck they were. And now all of a sudden, one thing happened. Now everyone knows who they are. Now they're an overnight success. And I'll give you an example. That chick, that Bad Baby that said, cash me outside, how about that? Right? Everyone, when they first heard that, and I'm sure most people, when they first heard that, was like, wow, that chick is fucking stupid. Like, you know what I mean? And here's the thing. She clearly wasn't that damn stupid, because whatever it is that she said, cash me outside, how about that? that dumbass catchphrase, she's now loaded. She's now famous. And she even said that, and I applaud her because she's young as fuck. She's like 14 or 15, and she's smart enough to know this. Here's where she's brilliant. Not only was she like that before she went on Dr. Phil, this is why I'm saying it's never an overnight success. That one episode on Dr. Phil might have been an overnight success for her. However, you think she's been talking like that for like a day or a week? No. She's acted like that and thought like that and talked like that for quite a while. You know what I mean? Part of it's her upbringing, part of it's the parents, part of it's the city she grew up in, the family, the friends. It's like everything. It's her whole life combined. And trust me, I'm not shitting on her for it. Because here's where I'm very impressed with her. She said this herself. She said she's not proud of the way she became famous. She's proud of the way she stayed famous. And that's big, dude. That's a big deal. I don't know what else you can really, I don't know how you can knock that, you know? Because the big reason that's important is the attitude that she had. She knew that everyone was talking mad shit about her. She knew everyone was just saying, I mean, think about it. Dude, she had memes going around that she don't know how to speak, that she don't know how to spell, you know? It said cash me outside. There was no T in outside. It was cash me outside, not catch, you know? And here's the thing, man. She was just a young girl that was trying to act like super tough on TV. And maybe she acts like that every day in normal life. Maybe it wasn't an act. Maybe she just is like that. Whatever. Doesn't matter. I don't care. The point is, the way she became famous was an embarrassment. And she knows that. But what she did is she took that sudden jump, that sudden burst of fame, and she said, what do I want to do with my life? And then she doubled down on that shit. She wanted to be a rapper. Everyone thought, oh, wow, a white girl rapper. This is going to be good. And then she's selling like fucking crazy, dude. And good for her. I don't listen to that. I mean, I'm sure some of her shit's really good. Some of it might suck. I don't know. I mean, shit, even Eminem. I love Eminem. Even some of his shit sucks. But, so, chances are, at her young age, some of her shit sucks. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, that's not the point. The point is, she knew she wanted to be a rapper. She went on Dr. Phil. She did what she did. She didn't know that was going to happen. She didn't know, I'm sure, unless the whole thing was staged ahead of time. I haven't heard that it was. So, I'm going to assume that it just all came natural. It was all just on a whim. She just threw that shit out there. But as soon as she became famous, she jumped on her quote-unquote dream job. She wanted to be a rapper. She talked about it all the time. And now she's out there fucking killing it. She gets all kinds of money just for showing up places. People talk about her. I mean, every time she's got like Snapchat stories or some shit. Like she's like that. I think she gets paid like episodes of this stuff. And it's just insane. She's making money all over the place. But she used what she needed to. She used something that could have been super negative in her life, something that could have destroyed her, something that could have like ended her confidence and her attitude and all that immediately. It could have fucked her up for a long time. It really could have, but she didn't let it. And that's amazing at her age, that young, to say something as dumb as she said on national TV and somewhat, quote unquote, embarrass herself in front of everybody. And then she turned that into a major positive that has been a big career move for her. That's impressive to me. I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't care if you hate her or love her. That's wild, man. That's amazing. And my point, the thing is though, anybody can do this. Like, look, if you have a job that you hate right now, but you're making decent money and it's hard to walk away from, and you can't just, you obviously just don't want to quit and jump into, your dream job or whatever job it is, or whatever passion of yours, whatever it is. If you want to start a magazine, you want to teach an acting class, if you want to, try to go full time into rap, if whatever it is that you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, maybe you want to be an electrician, like my dad said. Like when he told me that, I jumped into taking the classes, and it wasn't for me. But I took the classes anyway because he said he thought it would be a good idea. He liked it. He wanted the money because of where he was already working. So he kind of let where he was at kind of dictate what he said he wanted to do. And what I'm trying to encourage you to do is ignore all that. Ignore where you're at. Ignore what jobs might be a better option for you, where you're at. Fuck all that. Figure out what it is that you want to do. First and foremost, what would you love for your life to be about? What would you if money wasn't an issue, if you were just a billionaire, what would you want to do every day for your life? You know, and if your answer is just fucking off and just taking vacations, well, then what I encourage you to do is start saving some money and start doing that. However, when you're on vacation, start taking pictures of everything. Start doing YouTube, like upload videos of it. Take videos of you at these places. Go out to different restaurants while you're in all these different lands and try new shit. Try new drinks, try new food, meet new people, videotape them like you talking to them. Maybe interview some people. You know, like get yourself involved and then upload all this shit to social medias, put it on YouTube, and then tag hashtags of this and like basically try to build an empire of you traveling. And the reason why I say to keep doing what you're doing at first is so you can save the money. If you're already at a place where you're making money, it's not easy to just quit, give all that up, and then just live off whatever you have. It's not that easy to do. It depends on how much you have and how much you can afford to run with, you know? Like me, I'm still working at this plastics company that I've been at for almost 15 years. January will be 15 years. I'm still there. And it's not because that's my passion. It's not because I desperately just love the place. It's because I'm in the process of building my podcast, building my brand, reaching out, trying to do public speaking, go be on other people, like interview for other people, be involved in the community. I'm trying to do all these things, but you don't just build it day one and then all of a sudden everyone's listening, everyone's tuned in, everyone's a part of it. You know what I'm trying to do? I can't reach a lot of people and help a lot of people if I have like 3 listeners. You know what I mean? So it's not, and listen, if all I have is 3 listeners and all I can help is 3 people, I'm totally down for that. But I'd love to be able to help more and more and more. Because I really genuinely feel like some people need this, man. Like, I didn't listen, I've gotten all this information, but I didn't apply any of it. I didn't listen to any of it until I got older. Until I realized, like, the job I'm at now has been so disappointing, I guess, in the last few years, that it's really made me reevaluate what do I want to do with my life. Because for a long time, I just worked at this plastics place, at this plastics company, and I just thought to myself, this is my career now. I guess this is what I do. And, you know, I never like felt like blown away by it. I mean, it paid decent. I was used to it. I liked the people that I worked with. And it just became part of my life. And so, you know, I didn't think about, what do you really want to do? And the more time that had passed, the worse, you know, shape, I guess, that the company had gotten into, the more it really taught me, like, dude, what do you want to do with your life? Because what if the place closes? You know, what if the plastics company goes out of business? What if they decide to sell it off? What if they fired me? What if I quit? What if the place burned down? There's a billion things that can happen. And I started thinking of that as I got older. I'm like, man, what would I do? I could go work at another plastics place. I mean, I've been at one for long enough. But is that really what you want to do for the next 20 years, 30 years, 40, possibly 40? You know, I think of that shit. And I was like, no, that's not what I want to do. I mean, listen, I don't hate the place. I don't hate what I do. It's just not what I love to do. And there's a huge fucking difference between tolerating a place and loving what you do. Tolerating your job and loving your job are 2 completely different things. And I can't preach it enough. Whatever you like doing, even if you're not doing it right now, and you're stuck at some job that maybe your parents thought you should get into, maybe a counselor, you know, a guidance counselor at school, maybe you took some college classes and people were like, oh, you're really good at this, maybe you should do that. And then you started doing it, but you don't really like it. It's not your thing. It's not what you love. Then I'm not saying just quit it today. What I am saying is start today working on what you do fucking love. And take time, like even a little bit each day, a little bit every day. And just keep plugging away and trying to build this business in your own free time as often as you can. And I'm telling you, in the long run, it's going to dramatically pay off. It might not happen this month. It might not happen this year. Fuck, it might not even happen this decade. But if you start today, it's going to progressively get bigger and bigger and bigger and better for you. And you'll find that the more you start doing this, even if you're not getting paid, even if it's just because it's something you like. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you like doing it, you don't give a fuck about being paid. I mean, that's a bonus. That's nice. Like, I would love to get paid for doing what I'm doing, but that ain't why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because I genuinely want to help people. I don't give a fuck if I make $0 or I'd love for it to become a career so I can get out of the plastics game. Of course, I'm not going to sit here and try to bullshit you guys about that. But my point is, I like doing what I'm doing so much that for the last year, it certainly hasn't got me to leave my fucking job. You know what I mean? It's not making me that much money. And so, and here's the thing is, the type of shit that I'm doing, I don't ever ask anybody for shit. I don't ask for money. I don't ask for anybody's help. I don't ask for people to do anything for me or even to help me do it myself. I'm just out here trying to help, man. And as much as I can do, I'm doing it. As long as it takes, I'm doing it. Do I have moments where I get discouraged or where I just want to quit? I wouldn't say where I want to quit, but definitely moments where I definitely want to take a break. You know, I never really get to the point where I'm like, fuck, I just need to quit altogether. I just shouldn't do this anymore. Like, I never feel like that because I genuinely love it. I like what I'm doing. But there's moments where I'm like, man, I'm not doing enough, or I'm not far enough along. And those moments can be discouraging, but the goal is not the moment. The goal is the journey. There is no destination. I don't know what the fuck a destination would be with what I'm trying to do. If I'm trying to give out information to help people like better their lives and get their life on track and like pay off their bills and just do smart things and just enjoy their life and try to be happy, where the fuck would the destination be? Where is my destination? When every single person on earth is happy? That's my destination. When I've literally made every single human being on the face of the earth happy, then I have hit my destination. Problem is, that's never going to fucking happen. And I know that, and that's fine. I just want to help as many people as I can, though. So it's a journey. Because look, dude, if I gave up today, how many people did I help? Who knows? But if I keep going, dude, the sky's the limit with how many people I could probably help. And some people, let's be honest, no matter what I tell you, some people already fucking know. So I'm not exactly helping them. Maybe I'm just reinforcing it. Maybe I'm just like reminding. But if you already know the shit I'm saying, then I'm not really like, I guess, helping you. I'm just reminding you. You know? And God bless you. That's a good thing, man. If you already know the stuff I'm telling you, then you're ahead of the game. And you're on the right track. And that's beautiful. That's a good thing. So I'm just trying to encourage people, man. I want to encourage you as much as I possibly can. If you're not doing your dream job, if you're at a job that maybe somebody told you might like, or somebody said, hey, this place makes money, you'll make money here, or hey, if I were you, I would do this, or maybe you come from a family, maybe it's a very strict cultural family where they're like, you're doing this. This is what people in our family do. If you like, because there's people, you know, I watch a lot of stand-up comedy, and I don't know if you guys know the name Joe Coy. There's a stand-up comedy named Joe Coy, and I think he's half white, half Philippine, or Philippine. He's half Filipino, and from the Philippines. And anyway, he's hilarious. He's fucking hilarious. I highly encourage, if you don't know who he is, please check him out. He's on Netflix. He's fucking great. And I should be getting a fucking plug for this. But but no, for real, I like the guy that much. He doesn't even know who I am. He's never heard of me, I'm sure. So there's nothing beneficial for me in this. This is how good he is, though. He's just hilarious, man. And he talks about how people, because his mom's Filipino, and he talks about how most of the people in the audience that are Filipino, especially the women, are probably nurses. Because that's what they're told to get into. You know, that's what the family, I guess, does. When they come from the Philippines over to America, a lot of them get into nursing. That's part of the thing. Just like I told you about my Jewish friends. A lot of them are taught, no, you need to go to the number one schools, or the top 5 schools in the country, and you need to become a lawyer, and that's it. Or you need to get into movie producing and directing, because that's a lot of Hollywood right now. There's a lot of that. So, but the point is, dude, your culture, your color, your name, your gender, your personality, none of that shit limits you to what you should or shouldn't be doing. Your fucking mind does. Whenever your mind says, I really, really like doing this, I do this as much as I possibly can. And if somebody says, what's like your favorite hobby, meaning you don't get a damn penny for it, and you say, I really, really just love drawing on blankets or something, right? Whatever it is, then draw the fuck all over them blankets, hang that shit up, take pictures, put it on YouTube, put it on Instagram, talk about how much time it took you, talk about what the process you went through, maybe even make a video showing step by step that, that you can fast forward so it's quicker or whatever, those time-lapse videos. Show yourself drawing one or doing it. All I'm saying is everything in the face of the fucking planet now, for the most part, can be turned into some kind of a monetization. It can make you money somehow. And if you love doing it, and you're doing it for free anyway, why not at least make an attempt to make money doing it? That's the way I look at it. And like I said, don't be stupid. I mean, don't quit your job on a whim. I mean, listen, if you have the money, if you feel like you can afford to do that, then I highly encourage, do as much as you can, as soon as you can. But I don't want to encourage anyone to just quit their job when they're like, $30,000 in debt. They haven't paid off their parents. They can barely make their rent. Their lights are getting shut off every other month. I don't encourage you to just quit your job and do that. That's silly. Because then you're broke as fuck. You owe a ton of people. I mean, what I'm saying is, start plugging away. Do as much as you possibly can with a limited budget. Is financially smart. Every person is different. Everyone's financial situation is different. I can't just give you a blanket universal thing to follow. All I'm saying is be very smart about your money, but whatever you can do to start moving yourself in the direction of getting the career that you love, do that, dude. And if you have any questions, there's a voice message app, or there's a voice message thing that you can do through Anchor. Get a hold of me. Leave me a message. Find me on Instagram. Find me on Twitter. Find me on LinkedIn. Find me anywhere you possibly can. And I will gladly, for free, give you all the help I can possibly give you. All the advice, you tell me your situation, I'll tell you exactly what I would do. First, second, last, all of it. And I will gladly do that for free. I'm not trying to sell you a fucking book. I'm not trying to make you pay me for information. I just want to help give out as much as I possibly can to whoever I can. Now, if it gets to the point where I got like millions of people texting me every day shit, obviously maybe I'll have to start charging. But I don't think we're worried about that anytime soon. So please get a hold of me through Anchor. You can leave me the voice message. Through Instagram, it's Really Rich Podcast. Through Twitter, it's Really Rich Adam. On LinkedIn, it's Adam Rich. Please connect with me. I'm trying to connect with the whole fucking world. My goal on LinkedIn is to literally connect with every single person that's on there. I want every person to sign up to LinkedIn, and I want to connect with you. Adam Rich. You'll find me. Founder and host of the Really Rich Podcast. You can't miss it. You'll see me wear my Detroit D hat like I always do. It's kind of my thing at this point, I guess, but, you do what you got to do. But anyhow, please, guys, get a hold of me. I love you, and I hope that this helps somebody, man. I hope that you get your shit, your life on track. Get it going in the direction you want. Don't settle for what people told you you're capable of. Don't settle for what people say you should be doing, or what if I were you, I would be doing this. Don't listen to none of that. It's nice to listen to other people who have come before you, and they're doing things the right way, and that they're smart, and that their intentions are good. It's good to listen to those people. But do what the fuck your heart is telling you. Do what your mind is telling you. If you feel like you want to just collect buttons and then go to trade shows and sell them, do that shit every day, all day. Make an Instagram page, make a Twitter handle, a YouTube page. I would just start putting all this stuff out there. Basically, that's the best way to advertise and build customers. Whatever it is that you want to do. If you want to fix people's computers, if you're in the IT business and you want to just go to people's houses and fix their computers or have them dropped off at you, maybe you want to open your own store, start advertising that. Make a business name. Get a handle. And then, start putting the stuff all over social media. Advertise. Get a website. All that stuff, man. But just slowly do it. You don't have to do everything tomorrow. You don't have to have everything done next week. This is a long-term game. All right, if you're doing something that you love, you got your whole life ahead of you to do it. All right. This isn't like some athletic shit where you got 5 good years left in you and you got to make the NBA today or make the NFL tomorrow. This is long-term shit, man. And treat it as such. Be patient. Let it build. Don't give up after a month or 6 months or a year where nothing's happening. Gary Vee is one of the best examples I like to give out when it comes to him, because this guy has been talking and making videos and doing all this shit for 15, 20 years, and nobody fucking heard of him 2 years ago. So, listen, it's a long-term thing. And the guy is loaded now. He's got tons of money. He's all over the place. Everyone's starting to know who he is. Everyone likes him. He's all over the internet. Like, he just gets it. But it's a long-term game. So treat it like that. If you have a hobby of building model cars ever since you were 10 years old and you're still doing it at 35, then keep going. But just start putting some of that shit on YouTube. Start making some videos. Take pictures, put on social media. If you want to sell them, offer it. If you want to build them for people, offer that. Give a price, whatever. You make your own terms, and people will come to you when they find you. Advertise it. Get onto other people's pages and comment. Start getting a part of like groups or clubs or whatever that are involved in this, so you have people to talk to about this. You link up with other people. You start getting attached to their sites, putting your name out there. You'll build. It's amazing. If you like flying drones, start flying them. What I would do is I'd go on Instagram and Twitter, and I'd start getting a hold of the guys that are pros, that are good at it, that do it all the time, that maybe they work on drones, they build drones, they race them, they do whatever. Start linking up with them, start talking to them, networking with them, see if there's any way, don't offer, or I don't want to say offer, but don't ask anything of them early on. It scares people off when you come in and the first thing you're doing is asking for shit. Don't do that. Be friendly at first. Build a relationship with people before you start asking them for anything. It's just, there's so many opportunities out there for everybody now, and especially in this day and age, in the world we live in now with social media, and everyone's got a cell phone, and everyone can connect to Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat and everything all day, every day. Like, man, you could be doing so much damn near for free. But I just recommend, man, you got to start. The hardest part is starting. The second hardest part is to keep going when you're not seeing any progress. But that's the best time to keep going. Think about it like an athlete. When you're 3 years old or 5 years old and you just start playing basketball or golf or football and you suck, you don't give up because you suck. You keep playing and playing and playing and practicing and practicing and practicing. Next thing you know, you're in middle school. Next thing you know, you're in high school. Next thing you know, you're in college, and you're fucking awesome. Next thing you know, you're getting drafted. It's a slow build. Like, nobody's getting paid in Pee Wee football. Nobody's getting paid in high school football. So you're not doing, if you love it, that's why I highly encourage to start with what you love. Whatever you fucking love. If you love taking photos, start doing photography, start doing your photography, start putting your pictures out there, start advertising. And I know there's millions of photographers. I get it. What you need to do is start linking up with them. Get your name out there every which way you possibly can and offer something to them. Don't ask from them. Or don't ask for shit from them. Offer something of yours. Offer to do something for free. Offer to help them in some way. That's the best way to build a relationship. Why do you think I'm offering this stuff for free, man? I'm trying to build a relationship with people. Nobody's going to listen to you or take advice from you if they think that you're just some scammer trying to get money. That's why I don't ask for nothing from people. It's not because I'm trying to scam you in the long term. It's because I genuinely don't want shit from you. If I'm trying to help you, what kind of a fucking dick would I be to be honestly trying to help people, but asking shit in return? And I'm not gonna lie to you about this. Like, if you go to my Anchor page, there is an option to, to not sponsor the show, but, like a Patreon type of deal. I never fucking ask for that. You go back and listen to any podcast I ever have made, ever. And you will never hear me asking anybody to pay for anything, to buy anything from me, only thing I do is I say, if you have questions, if you agree with me, or if you hate my fucking guts, if you just want to talk or tell me I'm wrong or tell me I'm right or tell me thank you or tell me fuck off, I don't care what it is that you tell me, just get a hold of me. And that doesn't cost you anything, and it sure as hell doesn't pay me anything. So my shit's genuine, dude. You can go back in any episode and look it up. But that's because of the job I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to do something where I take from you. That's not why I started any of this. That's not my goal. It's always been somebody has blessed me with information, blessed me with advice, blessed me with a direction that has helped me dramatically, and I just want to give that to somebody else. You know, the money and the shit and all that, that'll come later. Besides, like I said, I have this other full-time job. I make money. I save money. It doesn't need to come from... Listen, I don't give to charity expecting the charity to pay me anything. You know, I don't give donations at church expecting the church to give me something in return. I guess other than the friendly church service. But you see what I'm saying? Like, you don't... If you're only giving to people just so you can take from them, it's just shit, man. That's just it's going to catch up to you, I promise. Don't do it for that reason. Do what you love first, and that none of that shit will even matter to you about taking from other people. You do what you love, and that's all the taking you'll need. The fact that you have a job that you love, that you do what you like to do, and it makes you happy. That's enough. I don't need money from anyone else like that. You know, if I ever write a book, I've been trying to, because I have a lot of ideas of things I want to put into a book. I just never have started it yet, I'll be honest. But I do want to work on a book. But it's because I want to give a lot of information at once. When I do a podcast, it's only usually on one topic at a time. You know, I might dance around a little and talk about a couple different things, but it's not what I would consider book worthy. But I've always wanted to write a book because I have a lot of information I'd like to put into one source and put that out there for people to be able to get. Now, I'm sure I'm going to charge for that. And if somebody buys it, they'll pay me or I'll make money. But I'm not sitting here going, please buy my book. Please do this. You'll never hear me do that shit. I mean, knock on wood, I hope I don't change. But the point is, the way I feel today, the way I feel right now, you're never going to hear me begging people for, please buy my book, buy this, buy this. I might say, hey, if you need some information on this specific topic, I wrote a book on there. You can check it out. But I'm not going to push you to buy shit. That's not what this is about. That's not what I'm about. And I hate people that do that. I fucking hate when somebody inboxes me and says, hey, how's your day going? And I'm like, oh, good, man. How are you? Because I'm trying to connect with them. And then they say, oh, not too bad. You know, I have this book I didn't know if you were interested in, and it's only $12.99. And it's like, I don't give a fuck if it was $1. I ain't buying shit from you because of what you just did. Fuck you is the way I look at it. I don't mean to be a dick. Like, I'm not even trying to be an asshole about it. It's just, think of how shitty that is, man. To genuinely, you just latch on to people like, hey, man, how you doing? I hope everything's all right with you. By the way, is there something you want to buy from me? Like, what an asshole. Typical snake oil salesman bullshit is the way I look at it. But anyway, that's not what this is about. Anyway, I know I kind of went off on a rant there at the end. I'm sorry. I'll let you guys go. I really got to get in the house anyway. But please get a hold of me. I love talking to you guys. I love trying to help, man. If there's anything I fucked up, anything I did wrong, anything that I can get better about, please let me know. I will gladly look into it. I'll gladly, I'm trying to be as good as I can possibly be. I know I make mistakes. I know I fuck up, but we're all out here together trying to get better on the fly. Hopefully you guys see that. And yeah, if there's anything I can bring you guys next time, please let me know. If you got any ideas of things you want to hear about, things that you need help with, please get a hold of me. Like I said, do any of those: LinkedIn, Instagram, Anchor, Tumblr, Twitter, all of them, Snapchat, whatever. Find me on there, get a hold of me, let me know what you want to know or what you want to talk about, anything else that I can give to you. I love you guys, and I thank you so much. Peace. I'm out of here.